Flyer asks, what are you drawing today?
I'm gonna do a quick sketch and then we're gonna work on the animatic.
Yes.
Take it all out on your stride. It's taking hold. Love forever, love is free. Love forever, you and me. Till we're never
Privacy Harmony said, draw a cloaked person next.
Let's see here. Like that. Files. Oh.
I can't be shit, I'm an early bird. It's 10 o'clock before I say a word. Baby, I can never tell. I do you sleep so well. You keep telling me to live right, to go to bed before the daylight. But then you wake up for the sunrise. You know you don't gotta pretend. Baby, now and then, don't you just wanna wake up dark as a lake, smelling like a bonfire, lost in a haze. If you're drunk on life, babe, I think it's great. But while in this world, I think I'll take my whiskey leave. I'm coming back in my bed. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. I take my whiskey leave. I'm coming back in my bed. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. I think I'll take my whiskey leave. I'm coming back in my bed. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. I take my whiskey leave. I'm coming back in my bed. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. And the job gets done, but you worry some. I know, but I won't spend it forever, babe. You treat your mouth as if it's heaven's gate. Learn to steal like you're the TSA. I wish I could go along. They don't get me wrong, you know you're bright as the morning, soft as the rain. Pretty as a vine, sweet as a grape. You can sit in the barrel, maybe I'll wait until the day. I'd rather take my whiskey.
Tipsy Skeletor 666 just followed. Botrix said Botrix has correctly joined the channel.
Stop turning.
Sans_bedtime said take it easy. Sans_bedtime just followed. RJ.5KK said hey bro.
Oh, good. What's up? Hey, man. That's good. How's life going?
Wade0205 said hi.
Hello. Hello. Where are you? Where's this one? Goes to my headphones. Oh, God.
Let me explain this how to make greatness straight out the gate. I'm about to break. Keep down, ain't no mistakes allowed. For make no mistake, I'm about to break the alphabet. I make page somehow. If I press the issue just to get the name down. Full magazine can text tables. I'm savage, but ain't thinking about the break.
Wade0205 said yo the drawing looks fire.
Oh, alright, but we're just doing a quick sketch and then we're going straight to the animatic.
Mhap asks you don't use share screen on TikTok Studio?
Are you talking about if I use the OBS version?
Mike has said back to the widescreen format. Just dropping by to say hi.
It's for right now. I just wanted to see something different for today.
These are things that I'd rather do with me on a mic since 19. About Jesus Christ, man, how many times is someone gonna fuck on my bitch? You won't ever see it, I see, but as cool as I get on the I see, I pull the right shit, so the text might breeze in his whole mic split like a pastor upside it. Bitch, I got the clock on smash like a nightstick. Turn down for what? I ain't loud enough. Nah, turn the volume up, cause I don't know how I'm gonna get your mouth shut now when it doesn't matter what caliber. I said that I bet up $100,000, you'll turn around and just be like, man, how the fuck's Sourpuss gonna get mad?
Enodixus official ugly artist said hi.
Hello.
Last week, and it's fair. A copy of the map. It's LP to tell me to study. Help me get back to my
Heart emoji, Y0_B3L0V3D_X. Heart emoji, said heel lure.
Hello. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go.
Their line in the sand, was it even worth it? Cause the way I see people turn is making it seem worthless. We're starting to defeat the purpose. I'm watching my fan base shrink to thirds, and I was just trying to do the right thing. The court of public opinion reached the verdict. We're still yet to be determined, cause I'm determined to be me. Critique your worship, but if I could go back, I'd at least reword it. And say I empathize with the people, this evil servant, so the dreams of the he's deserted. I think it's working these verses. I'm making him a wee bit nervous, and he's scared to answer me with words, cause he knows that he will lyrically get murdered. But I know at least he's heard it, cause Agent Orange just sent the Secret Service to meet in person to see if I really think of hurting him, or ask if I'm linked to terrorists. I said only when it comes to ink and lyricism. But my beef is more media journalists. Hold up, hold up. I said my beef is more media journalists who can get a mouthful of flesh. And yes, I mean eating a penis, cause they've been penning my album to death. So I've been giving the media fingers. Don't want to turn this to a counseling session, but they've been putting me through the ringer. So I ain't ironing shit out with the press, but I just took this beat to the cleaners.
Okay. I don't know what kind of question that was anyway, with that TikTok thing.
You act like only sex can keep us close. Hit my phone like please, please, but apparently you don't understand I need space, so you do it each day. Tried to tell you please wait, I only care to be the goat. Why you trying to marry me, you hoe? Can you cook and clean, please? You do terribly at both. Damn, I'm the coldest. Bright lights, late nights, now I'm the closest. When I hit the stage, I always throw roses. When I hit cocaine, whole face goes frozen.
star, glowing star emoji, sparkles emoji, said hi.
Hello, what's going on? Fuck how you feel? Yeah.
Code.castelabs.caffeinated.app.docs.chat.viewer.event_message.attachment.
Thank you, Ari. I appreciate it. Yeah. If I lose.
When the morning comes and we see what we've become. In the cold light of day, we're a flame in the wind, not the fire that we begun.
An argument.
Every word we go take back. Cause with all that has happened, I think that we both know the way that the story ends.
for a minute. I want to change my mind, 'cause you don't lie to me. Spirit, only can you smile, but only you don't have to leave. I've been thinking, happy ever, in another hand, all my secrets, and all your friends, and stand what you say. Only you know how to leave. Expectations. No listen to me, so I put it in this song. Not that thing in my chest.
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at Botrix official said be a support hero today by using commands like support.
Lie to me. You know how to leave. Go. Okay. Anything apart of my whole my legacy. Bye. How did I miss you? Breaking apart. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. generation.
Mask on, no face, no cases. Yeah, yeah. Full black, baby, I gotta breathe. For nobody, I'm ready to bleed. And she for the street, she not for me. From a place where they never believe. In the hood, thought I never would leave. Like, what would you do if you run into me? Grab that chopper and you gotta squeeze. Had on out to see Bobby weave. If I go up and follow my lead, I still make it hot like 100 degrees. Show love cause it's hard to receive. You see what I seen and you probably agree. Cops and robbers, I'm playing the thief. And mama told me not to play in these streets. It's too late cause I'm playing for keeps.
Your memories, I'm in a band. I miss you. I wanna die young. I don't wanna, I don't wanna die young.
Nightbot said be a support hero today. By using commands like /donation.
I've just been so lonely, 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 lonely. I've been so damn lonely. These niggas acting phony, 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 phony. Acting so damn phony. Just get out my way. Swerving through lanes, I be drifting away. And I can't complain, swear that I be okay. We are not the same, no, I'm never gonna change. I just keep going, oh, I've been so lonely. These niggas not changing, they got me from frozen. No smiles, can't tell that my heart just been frozen.
Loyalty.
Down for promotion, that's just for promotion. Bro, it's my emotion. These songs are not composing. Stay fast cause I'm chosen. I don't do the posting, but all she do is post them. She like me cause I'm open and I ain't off the potion. But I might be crispy like white tea, meditated like Tai Chi, even check like Nike. Can't find a nigga that's like me, but I see. Fuck niggas that's Nike. Flying on me most likely. Can't fuck me cause I just been so lonely, 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 lonely. I've been so
Damn lonely.
niggas acting phony, 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 phony. Acting
So damn phony.
just get out my way. Swerving through lanes, I be drifting away. And I can't complain, swear that I be okay. We are not the same, no, I'm never gonna change. I'm leaning on the vision, and I've been on the liquor. Sipping on that money with the Henny with a mixture. They follow me like scripture, and I've been getting quicker. Been had the upper hand, I hand to hand it like we never know. All my brothers on call. We forever gon' ball. No, it's nothing at all. I just been so lonely, 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 lonely. I've been so damn lonely.
Like fire on the wind, inside you feel fire. Fire on the bone. Take me back to Eden. Hands of balls and go trying to beat my pace up. You're gonna rise up. I need you to see me for what I have become. Fire on the wind, it sings your funeral pyre. Come down, fight through these wires. I'm a waking hell on the gods from fire. Reset my faces. Selfish cheek, you know my desire you. Was it not? We call till we lose it. I don't know what's honesty in me. What I'm about to
Bright Roklos said good afternoon everyone.
Hey bro, what's going on, bro? Glory of innocence. Miles eyes like fire on the way. Inside you feel fire.
Yes, I'm Lily said I have returned.
Welcome back. Okay. Make this one last pass, and then we go do the animatic. One last pass. To hold me lonely, something thought so deep I bleed. One clipped my wings. I can see the cloud. Can we stop this? It's bringing me down. Okay. Can we stop this? It's bringing me down. Can we stop this reality? Say goodbye. Everything is wrong. Now I'm finally free. Every single word is perfect as it can be. And I need you here with me. Baby, happy, I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and you see what we've become. In the cold light of day, we're flaming the wind on the fire we begun. Every argument.
CCC said hi.
Hello. How goes it?
CCC said you look sus.
I look sus. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ain't you here with me? Oh, come on. Fucking I'm not gonna bother. I don't care. Let it figure itself out. I'm not gonna do it right now. I get this done.
Yes, I'm Lily said man what did he do to you lol? CCC asks.
What are you talking about?
CCC said sorry bro I'm tripping.
Okay. Bro, you good? Some shit? No. What the fuck?
Dance the man asks for this artwork be posted anywhere?
Nope. I'm just doing a quick sketch and we're jumping right back to the what do you call it? The animatic. Okay, like that.
CCC asks truth or dare?
I guess truth, fuck it. Hopefully it's respectful, because I ain't gonna answer you if it's not respectful.
CCC asks can you do a backflip?
Yeah, I've done before. Done it a long time, but I've done it before. This fucking...
CCC asks cool. Are you drawing with your eyes closed?
No, that's just the program being stupid. I need to change the settings on the rebridger thing, but not right now. Don't have time for that. So whatever you're seeing is whatever you're seeing for right now. The camera's looking directly at me. If it's my eyes are closed, that's just this program being stupid.
CCC said own ah.
Okay, let me see here. Can't go. About a month ago. international. Nightly. I see you in every
CCC said,
single
wow, that's so good.
person. I'm sorry. It's alright. It's not perfect. It needs to be. There's a lot of problems, but I'm just doing this real quick, so I'm not putting a lot of effort of too much accuracy. So I'm just going really fast and moving fast enough so we can go do the animatic. I'm behind schedule. That's wrong.
CCC said, you draw, I subscribe.
Okay, that's good enough. You should subscribe for more reasons, but I guess if that's your only reason, then I guess that's good enough. This night I'll go looking at myself. I get used to something else. Even if the sky never run away. All you do, I hear move on and let you know. I don't know how to you with every single person that I meet. I'm sorry. I leave with him enough to leave me weak and I hate it. Don't know how much I hate it. Don't know how much I hate it. Don't know how much I hate it.
Yes, I'm Lily asks throwing hands WSSPRN. It's tweaking. What are you listening to?
A song somewhere in there. There we go. I think you can hear it. That.
Ko-fi Streambot said visit Artextric's Ko-fi page at Rick's official said be a support hero today by using commands like /donation.
It's really not a competition. I just got infinity from liabilities and vision make demons that don't. So can get some vision, said it, I better go. I don't think y'all really hearing me. The pace alone, the size is in my vicinity. Change the pace, free the heart of the cover. For trade for gold, the dog, get it back twice in the night. Hard-headed, I'm nice with the dice. Abundant wealth, redundant God, abundant trust, I'm up.
Tor said hey hey.
Yeah, what's going on? The fuck is the music? What the hell? Fuck.
I'm just working in the studio. You listening? Let me pop out.
You always talking about it. You never making no profit. I treat my hoes like an option. If she talking, then get out of pocket. I'm living life like a rock star, pulling up stretch limousines. So look at me, that costs a fee.
Nightbot said be a support hero today by using commands like /donation.
Pulling up stretch limousines. So look at me, that costs a fee. Them double C's all on my feet. I change my color to Nipsey. If you're rustic, it's smart, that shit better. If you tryna get so physical.
Tor said watch your drawing.
I'm doing a quick sketch.
I got this shit first for the day.
No,
With
it's
coin,
horrible.
there's no one to blame. Yeah, my lawyer said we beat the case. I'm living my life celebration. I'm thinking of Lord, I got patience. I'm loving the way that she take it. Hop in it, I put it, I flip it. She bringing it back just to prove it. I'm giving her work just to move it. Yeah, I'm living the life that I'm choosing. Yeah, I'm getting these racks, getting stupid. Yeah, you always talking about it. You never making no profit.
That looks like it's stretching away.
Yes. I'm living life like a rock star, pulling up stretch limousines. So look at me, that costs a fee. The double C's all on my feet. You always talking about it, yeah. You always talking about it. You say that you're rapping about it, yeah. But I see that you cap about it. Living life like a rock star, pulling up stretch limousines. So look at me, that costs a fee. Them double C's all on my feet. Pull up
to the drum like I'm Tommy Lee. Yo, we got a stick, ain't no rock with me. Million wrist, ain't no rocks on me.
I'm pretty as fuck.
Wanna copy me. I heard you was mad cause I'm popping this shit. I'm popping the pain and I'm popping that bitch. I hop out the plane and went straight to the whip. I know they can see. I think that's pretty cool if you asking me. Bugatti nobody roll. Curtains in back of the candy road. I lower my lawyer calls. I hate when I run small. Pull up to the party, y'all. Yeah, we like the party, y'all. I finished the bottle, dog. Get this bitch jumping on Mario. Still shit so hard. Cigarettes, car, bedroom, stars. Please don't save my life.
You always talking about it. You never making no profit. I treat my hoes like an option. If she talking, then get out of pocket. I'm living life like a rock star, pulling up stretch limousines. So look at me, that costs a fee.
Ugh, horrible. Back up.
You always talking about it, yeah. You always talking about it. You say that you're rapping about it, yeah. But I see that you got a body. Living life like a rock star, pulling up stretch limousines. So look at me, that costs a fee. Them double C's all on my feet.
Okay.
Most days I can barely leave my bed. Cause someone lives rent-free inside my head. I say I'm not okay, I'm terrified when I go to sleep, when I close my eyes. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh my God, I can't breathe. And they don't know why. Angels come and they leave to the midnight sky. You only know how much you meant. You only know the time we spent. Take the pain from my heart and make it whole again.
More as small cafe said X3 meet.
Please God, can you give me some relief? I've been out here hiding like a thief. I'll pull the windows down when I feel low. Keep my demons close so nobody knows the crusade that lives inside of me. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
More as small cafe said XD I send you message thing are going super well.
Okay.
To the midnight sky, you only know how much you meant. You only know the time we spent. Take the pain from my heart and make it whole again. Skeletons, nightmares, I don't think they fight fair. Why am I so sad all the time? I don't wanna take my drugs, I just wanna be okay. Will I ever feel again?
Yes, I'm Lily said GTG. GL drawing. Bye.
Alright, later.
I don't wanna take my drugs, I just wanna be okay. Will I ever
sky.
You only know how much you meant. You only know the time we spent. Take the pain from my heart and make it whole again. I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down.
Morris Small Cafe said I need to finish 3 reviews. I need to also re-download to-do list on my phone so I can take a track of whatever XD. I'm all over the place.
If you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go.
We'll figure it out.
I'm tired of the pain.
His finger.
I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday.
Dropped out my new road, yeah. Purple from the hazel little bitch. Hey, 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 hey. Bitch, 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 bitch.
I like your grandma, making me cookies, I eat them up. tight like Santa. Calling me her itty bitty ready like Lana. She want the banana all up in her hands. What do the bitch know? I'm finna scam her. Click clack flashes the sound of the camera. Damn her, wrapping up a set with bandanas. Make it disappear like
Okay, this is done.
fuck with them blue bitch. That includes you. It's official like I'm
A quick sketch, basically enough.
bad bitch with a henna tattoo. Coming from my brand. Oh wait, this you? I don't give a fuck if you pull up with your crew, cause I know for a fact they don't know how I shoot. If they do, I hope that you just pray for all your members and remember all your members. Remember that you fuck with some metal and my goons are on your head. Make you wish you win, motherfucker. If you scared, fuck a gun, use a bat instead. Ay, fuck a bat, use your hands instead. I'm a goddamn dick. Nigga talking shit, he get hit with a stick. Motherfucker, you click and your mama and the kid. Bitch test me, get the motherfucking job like a high school janitor. I be with the mob, bump it, I be with the raw with the motherfucking send me in an automatic chop. Oh, wait, hold up. I think my mom is calling. Oh, never mind, that's your bitch. I'm the nigga with the Mac and the gas and the racks with the chop, no blast. Impossible be among us, they will not last. She would give me laugh tall like she was a man. She's a guaranteed fee for the D like she can't get a C or a B on her SATs. Make her SAP on her WAP. She fuck with me, I'm a boss type 3. Oh, hey, run the pussy, I be jogging. Young ass nigga get the net, no talking. Oh, I be like the range, hit a bitch so hard in the head, I be shaking his noggin. Yeah, chef go Reggie with the sauce, guaranteed balls. All my pockets big bras. I got your hoes in twos, none on your bitches pews. Yeah. Tryna take a hit, bitch, I'ma get you lit. Designer all over my body, get this fit. Fuck all that talking shit, bust up you little bitch. Abracadabra on my magic shit. Tryna take a hit, bitch, I'ma get you lit. Designer all over my body, get this fit. Fuck all that talking shit, bust up you little bitch. Abracadabra on my magic shit.
Okay. I'm going to switch over to... I notice how horrible it's getting now with the phone, so I'm going to switch over to TikTok Studio to do the artwork. So I'm going to turn off TikTok and go to Instagram, so I'm going to turn you guys off. I'll be right back to TikTok. Okay. Should be everything at this point.
Please put me to bed and turn down the light.
Okay, now let's see. Pause this real quick. Let's see real quick. What will the animatic be about? Okay, let's see real quick.
Whoa, 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 slow down. Save your appetite. I don't think I haven't noticed you've already had 2 drinks.
You're like all the worst parts of a girlfriend.
Whoa, 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 slow down. Save your appetite. I don't think I haven't noticed you've already had 2 drinks.
You're like
Okay, that might work. Slow down, slow down. Let's see. All the worst parts of being a girlfriend. Let me see. What can I draw here? Based on that animatic itself. Who can I use? I already used One Piece, so what can I use? I guess someone stopping someone else is fun. I can always use Nami. I guess Nami could be perfect at this. Okay. So, let's see. Let's find some. Let me see here. What can I use here? He said
all the worst parts of a girlfriend.
Whoa, 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 slow down. Save your appetite. I don't think I haven't noticed you've already had 2 drinks.
You're like
okay. Expressive. I need some references. Okay. No. Okay, okay. Where's my keyboard? Oh, there it is. Expressions. Sure. What would be a good idea? Okay, this is a good expression. This one's a good expression. I can use this for Luffy. I can use this one. This is perfect. It's only like 2 frames. Okay. Okay. then okay, that could work. I can use that as a oh. There we go. Hold on, guys, 1 second. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see here. Here. Alright, so first thing, let's, while I'm making the animatic, I guess we can play something in the background, because I know this sounds kind of boring with just music. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to picture, I'm going to use probably this. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh. Okay. Corner right there. Oh, maybe I should have at the bottom. Yeah, bottom. That's better. Alright. We're not using the, I don't think we're not using the vertical right now. So we'll go over here. Make sure to pixel one so that doesn't upset anyone. There we go. Here we go. Grab this. Okay, cool. All right, and then take Vanity.
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
Alright, cool. Okay, there we go. So, as I am working, you guys can listen to some art stuff, I guess, alongside me. So we have something to watch. Alright, so...
Rick's official said be a support hero today, by using commands like support.
For those of you who don't know, this is from, what's his name? Raruo? I think it's Raruo. He has 19,000 subscribers. I mean, 9,000 subscribers, my bad. And it says artists that would beat AI in a 1v1.
Unemployment is likely to go up as the
Let me pick that.
economy slows.
You can generate.
Why do you eat like a linebacker and expect to look like
ASD, autism, all?
For a moment, just imagine how much more bleak life could be without art. Without TV, without manga, without anime, movies, music, paintings, drawings. Imagine how the world would look without any of that. There's a lot of different ways to find joy and happiness in life. Building relationships, finding a hobby, going outside every once in a while. But life without art would suck. To see how recently companies and honestly everyday people are treating art as disposable and artists as replaceable really worries me. And if we continue like this, I won't have to ask you to imagine. We'll see exactly how bleak life can be without art. I say all that just to remind myself why I love doing this series. I love showing up to talk about artists that you know, or artists that you probably don't know, and I want to challenge myself every once in a while to show you an artist that you definitely don't know. I want to hype artists up because they hype me up, man, and because they literally make the world go round. They say practice makes perfect, but what's perfect, right? Okay, so there's some exceptions, but speaking of Don and practice, our first artist, Suyu Sakurai, has been combining the two for the past year now. For almost every day over the past year, Sakurai has been drawing panels from Don to practice Yukino Uetatsu's art style. The best way to study something, whether it be academics or art, is repetition. When they first started out, you could see a lot of Sakurai's own style coming out in the redraws, but as time went on, it became closer and closer to Yukino Uetatsu's art, where honestly, it became harder to tell it wasn't. If you told Sakurai this, he wouldn't agree though. But as time goes on, it's clearer to see Sakurai's progress, and you know what, I think I like that better. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it definitely makes progress. When artist Crosshash redesigns existing characters, they add what can only be described as the sauce. The way he uses fashion to elevate the designs is so cool, like this Powerpuff Girls one, Blossom's tattered ribbons, and Buttercup's shoelace jeans. It's just so cool. This Scott Pilgrim piece is dope too. Scott is dressed how he usually is, and in a way, so is Ramona. Despite it being a new outfit, I can totally see her rocking these crazy sunglasses, itchy cardigan, and these boots are my favorite part of the entire drawing. My favorite redesigns he's done have got to be Dipper and Mabel from Gravity Falls or Finn and Fiona from Adventure Time. The best word I think of to describe their art is sharp. It's so angular, loud, and dynamic. Their use of line weight is so well done. Thick in all the right places, if you know what I mean. Crosshatch also has a series where he draws fight scenes that play out over the course of multiple drawings. His gestures are so good. The impact of these attacks can be felt without them even being animated. Hey, can I say something? You know Sakura Haruno from the hit shonen Naruto? Yeah, I think she's kinda cool. I think the hate she gets is way out of proportion, but I think SKR Files, which I gotta imagine is some kind of short for Soccer Files, thinks Forehead Girl is pretty cool too. They draw Sakura like the baby girl she is. I love seeing her in this more realistic art style, like this one. It's so simple, but you could read so much into it if you're crazy like I am. An older Sakura with longer hair, looking kinda lost in thought as she brushes her hair with the same brush she's had since her Genin days. A hairbrush that can be seen exactly once during all of Naruto in the cover art of chapter 50, during the Chunin exams. The last time she had long hair. It's stuff like this that makes me know how big of a soccer nerd Soccer Files is and how much they adore the character. Like, who draws filler arc fan art? And this good? No one. No one does. Sasuke was so damn jealous. Look at that side eye, like that. Insane. Some of my personal faves include Sakura in jeans, Sakura with a hat, Sakura in a suit, and Sakura using the strength of 100 seal to play beach volleyball. Jano! Oh man. Alright, next up we got... Hey! I got something I want to show you. Who are you? How does that get in the studio? This is your bedroom, and you don't have a lock. Take a look at this. Whoa, this is great. Are you gonna show them or what? It's embarrassing. They already saw my reaction to it. Like, can't let them know I like this kind of art. But you do like it. Yeah. But they'll think I'm weird. But you are weird. And you showing them this is not gonna decrease or increase your weirdness. Art is art, man. Just show them. It's actually really comforting somehow. Just show them.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, this,
Hold on.
this artist draws really good tits.
Oh, no. Gotcha. Almost put me in a nope. Moving from this. Thank you for the segment. Stopping this now. I already got in trouble just recently. I ain't doing this. And I ain't gonna play that game. As much as I would like to hear this, no. I'm not doing it. Sorry. God, I can't find anything without something insane being pushed in. Oh my god. No. I'm gonna move away from this. Okay, let's listen to this. I don't think something insane will happen here. I hate this.
Well, this isn't going to go over very well with certain parts of animation fandom. Toei Animation, the studio responsible for Dragon Ball and One Piece, is going to be using more AI.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, golly gee. Who could have imagined?
They're all using AI already. You just
They're
weren't aware
all
of it.
using
We're
AI.
going to talk about that. Yes, we're going to talk about that because I've actually had some people connected to the industries come, because I did a video yesterday talking about AI. I actually had a couple people come to me and say, hey, I know for a fact in Hollywood they are using AI right now. They're just not saying anything about it because they want to be safe. So when it's safe, they'll be like, oh, by the way, we've been doing it for like 3 years and we just never told you guys. We never told you. But this is throwing animation Twitter into a tizzy because they're like, how very dare you? How could you? We told you so. It's going to happen. It is going to speed up production. It depends on how it's used, but they're all going to use it to some capacity, guaranteed. And yeah, are jobs going to be lost? Absolutely. Every time there's a major leap in technology, jobs are lost, but also new jobs may be created if these studios can produce more content and they need more people to kind of oversee it. Anyway, we're going to talk about the reaction. Before we get into it any further, this is Neon. This is Clownfish TV. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And please subscribe to the channel for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
So, yeah, I saw this the other day. You were talking about too. But they said, according to their official site, they plan to use AI in future productions for storyboard creation, coloring, automatic correction of Genga and in between frames, and generating backgrounds from photos. I think that is an acceptable use. They're not replacing animators per se, but they're getting rid of some of the grunt work.
Yeah, things to streamline it, save time.
But that also gets rid of jobs for some people.
Not necessarily. I mean, depending how you use it, but it might get rid of some of the crunch.
Right. Because if it's like, oh my God, how many backgrounds do I have to paint, or how many? I mean, they're doing it already. Like, you look at, it becomes very noticeable when you watch Retro Crush, and I love Retro Crush. But you look at some of the old anime, and you look at the TLC, and I'm sure there's a lot of those people working in like sweatshop conditions. Like, literally, it's very, very hot over there, and they're in these little studios working on these animations. But you look at the TLC that was put into the backgrounds and the whatever back then, and then you compare it to now. Everything looks very digital. And
but you have to remember too, back then, a lot of times they would just use the same things, like the backgrounds and stuff. That's why they had like transformation sequences or sequences they would just use like over and over and over again to save time and save money.
Yeah, we're going to like 2 minutes of this character transforming, or, my favorite, we're just going to kind of pan across the skyline and they're going to talk over it, or we're going to be like, here's a static shot of their bedroom. And they actually made fun of that. I think in Invincible, where all the animation tricks, like, so their mouth isn't moving, you see the characters from behind or whatever, so they don't have to to handle all that
So
stuff.
I'm like, they had that. It was like you had that more, everything was hand done, but they would reuse a lot or like find ways like you're talking about to make it less work.
Right,
And with
right.
AI, they might be able to make sure everything is like might look more digital, but it'll be more finished and more engaging.
Yeah, yeah, but of course, people are going to have a meltdown over it because for some reason, people have made the connection between any use of AI, even using AI as a tool, as like they're literally ripping off other people's art. It's like, no, I mean, was there training him? Yeah. Is that sketchy legally? Yeah. But I mean, if these studios are going to use the AI, they're going to train it off of their own stuff. Disney's going to do the same thing.
See,
right?
I'm just like, I do not want to see people replaced with AI. I can see it used as a tool. I don't think they should be scraping other people's stuff, but then apparently it doesn't matter whether you use AI or not. There's other places, other gaming places and stuff that do that anyway.
They're already doing it. They already admitted to it. And I talked about that yesterday. They're saying the CEO of Level 5 said that 80 to 90% of video games are already using AI tools. They have been for the last couple of years. I think Hollywood, my understanding is Hollywood has also been using them, especially during the strikes. The strikes actually lit a fire under their asses because they're like, yeah, we can't have everybody just call off work anymore. So call in the robots.
What I was saying though is like other places now are just already, because they run out of ideas, they already went and scraped other people's work, and it was people scraping other people's work.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, like Disney is. Everybody's like, well, we don't want Disney using AI to lift our stuff. I'm like, Disney's gonna lift your stuff regardless.
Man, like that one artist guy who did the tiki, the tiki room, the drummer model, and the other guy, pretty much stole it down to the, every scratch match, everything match exactly, put his own name on it, and it didn't stop. He didn't use AI, but it didn't stop him from taking it. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they've already been taking it. Disney's always taken, popular Etsy designs and, oh, look, here's a new shirt official.
Well, it's not just them. I mean, it's other companies too. They've gotten busted taking fan art designs. We're talking about Marathon from Bungie that they lifted. I mean, they didn't change anything. They just lifted artwork from a freelancer's portfolio, and the art director of Bungie actually followed that freelancer. So it's like, you can't tell me you weren't aware.
Right. So I'm like, if they're worried about that, that's happening already anyway, which is crap. But I mean, you could be inspired by something, but you shouldn't be like just directly copying it. And that's already going on. That's why I'm saying AI as a tool that you use your own stuff to train it, so you're not like stealing other people's stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, but and not to replace people. I mean, if you don't, maybe to streamline it, make it a little easier for the people there, so they maybe where they might have taken 12 hours a day, they can get it down to a regular normal day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the conditions overseas in these animation studios are sometimes pretty horrendous. I mean,
they scream about it, and we want those conditions to be better. But they find a way to make it better. Not that way.
Not that way. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like if you could take, all those poor, overworked Japanese animators, which, they're going on about like they need to unionize, they need to make more money, and they're really underpaid. So instead of working 14 hours a day, you get them down to a 7-8 hour work day with a lunch break, because they can use AI to pick up the slack for,
you know what I'm saying? Get paid a little more because, a couple bucks an hour or whatever more would still be less than having them do all the overtime. You might be able to still get some more money in there too, and get twice as much done in a regular time frame.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, it's never AI, and I've talked about this before. Like, when you're using AI as a tool to help with productivity, it's not replacing artists per se. It's replacing grunt work. It's basically getting rid of the tedious stuff. And eventually, what's going to happen? What is going to be normal? And it's going to happen even with Disney and DreamWorks and all these bigger studios. Is they're going to have a database of all the characters and the backgrounds and the references and the whatever, and they can just pull from it and have the AI just kind of like, hey, we need Ariel, doing this thing. Well, we've got, the Ariel, all of her, renders or whatever. I mean, it's kind of like 3D, but we got like everything on the server somewhere. Hey, AI, hey, Walt, whatever they're going to call it. Go in, grab.
Oh, God.
It'd
God.
be
Just imagine they did that.
A.
They
Or
named it the
L. I'm
Walt
sorry.
AI.
Yeah, put an A.
Oh
AI in
God,
there. LT.
bro,
Walt the
talk
computer.
about
Hey, go in
the
and
meta-ness in
make
that.
Ariel do this thing for this commercial for the hotel or whatever, and they'll be able to, and also keep everything consistent too.
Let's be honest, it should be called
Yeah, right. Yeah, they kept Ub in the closet working on Mickey Mouse while Walt was also working on Oswald. So that was a whole thing. Anyway, let's look at this article. This is coming from comicbook.com. Dragon Ball One Piece Studio reveals AI plans and fans aren't happy. Now, it is being said that the creative director of One Piece, he does not want to use AI. So
And most artists don't. I mean, let's be honest.
that's the creative director, though. And he can say that, but when it gets into the weeds, right? When they get into the actual production, and they're like, "Hey, we can do the coloring or the in-betweening in like a tenth of the time with AI." I can't make the justification to go in and use a person or whatever. They'll buckle. He might say I'm against it, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to do
You're
it.
talking two things that are ongoing show types as opposed to just a standalone movie for the most part. I mean, there's standalone movies too, but you know what I mean? I think when you have to get a lot of things turned over fast as possible and people are demanding things faster,
Yeah.
it makes sense to use it in that regard. But I think like films and stuff, I would rather just use regular people to make sure that they're doing, taking longer, but maybe doing a better product.
Well, the animation industry would be so much better if they used regular people and not abnormal people, because the abnormal people cause all kinds of
that kind
problems
of would
for
solve
them,
a
right?
lot of problems.
But yes, I guess I
You know how much money these people would have been
It's
making?
so weird.
Oh man,
'Cause
that'd be
we
crazy.
talked about this before, like that the Japanese animators, the people that
That would've been
actually
crazy.
do the animation, the people that actually do the work, and they get the storyboards from the US, and they said specifically they're going to use it for storyboarding, by the way. So good luck with that. But yeah, they said that American storyboarders are very difficult to work with.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah, and they don't particularly enjoy it. So they might be able to be like, you know what? We don't even need them. Don't need them anymore.
Nice.
But yeah, they work on all the big ones: Sailor Moon, Digimon, Dragon Ball, One Piece. Going back to Transformers, they did the animation for G1 Transformers too.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize that a lot of those shows in the 80s were animated in Japan.
Yeah, they did a lot of like Western shows, but Transformers in particular, Transformers the movie, which had some of the best anime style animation of any movie in the 80s, was actually done by Toei. So, there you go. But yeah, they said that they're going to use AI to co-develop new business opportunities and improve the efficiency and quality of our productions, capitalizing on synergies between AI and animation production technology. So this is next year they're going to start using it. So I think, yeah, right here. So here is, let's open this up here a little bit, see what we're looking at. So they're going to invest in Preferred Networks, okay, a company with cutting edge AI technology with an eye on launching a joint venture. We will seek to co-develop new business opportunities and improve the efficiency. Okay, so this is what they're going to use it for: storyboarding, coloring and color specification, in-betweening. That is actually the best use of it, I think, because that's tedious. Backgrounds.
But unfortunately, it's a lot of people, these jobs sound like there'll be a lot of people out of work.
Yeah, because you're getting rid of background painters. I think they're already kind of doing that, though, because you look at a lot of newer anime and it looks very CGI, or it looks like, oh, that's just a Photoshop with a filter. And how far we've come. A couple of years ago, there was, I forget what the show was, but they were accusing them of using AI for backgrounds, and the backgrounds just looked like a bunch of gobbledygook. It was like a bunch of random plants and like whatever, but that was the world that they lived in. It wasn't consistent. And I'm like, yeah, AI in the last 2 to 3 years has gotten freakishly good. And using it for
even the last 6 months.
Oh yeah, yeah. You would be shocked. And this is, I'm talking the consumer grade. Like, you have no idea what Hollywood has, because they get the good stuff. They get the primo industrial strength stuff. So Hollywood animation studios, they're going to get the really, really good stuff, and it's going to be able to do a lot of this. So yeah, you're not going to have people coloring, or I'd say ink and paint, but they don't do that anymore. You're not going to have people painting backgrounds. I think, again, you're going to have 3D characters that will eventually be, you'll have your animation, they'll be rigged already. You just basically just rotoscope them. Just here, we're gonna have an actor do a thing or whatever, and then we're gonna put the filter on with AI, and there's our Pixar character. So there you go. How many jobs?
Yeah.
So this is why they're all fighting so hard to keep them. And I get it. I mean, it literally is survival, but the studios have to survive too, and they're not gonna be able to survive if they're not making any profit, right? So yeah, they're saying One Piece, no, but yeah, people are not happy about it. I don't know what to tell you, right? I mean, I'm just at the point where I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. All that
It's
hoopla
gonna
over.
happen. It's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what you
gonna
get
happen no
for all
matter
that
what. And the thing
activist
is it's
nonsense.
it's already
Like
being
Prism
used.
said,
You
I
just
hope
don't
everybody's
know
having a
about it.
great day or night.
So
Depends
what's
on the
got
studio. I think some studios are gonna be emphatically against it for now, until they get if they fall behind, then they might not have a choice.
yeah, what I'm waiting
That's it.
to see happen again, talking
What's
about,
up?
outsourced animation is Hollywood studios sending the stuff overseas, and then they'll get busted like, oh my God, there's extensive use of AI in this animated series. And then the producers in America will just be like, we had no idea.
Probably.
We just outsourced it. And well, somehow it wound up in China and then in North Korea, and they were using AI. I know, just, you know what? Not our problem.
I think you're going to see it more, like I said, used for like shows and things when people are waiting for like long times between seasons and they're trying to speed that up. I think you're going to see it used there more than like in movies.
Yeah, I think so. I think I mean, movies though is getting freakishly good, but I think anything that's high demand, quick turnaround,
faster turnover. Yeah.
Right. This person, this is what you said, Dakota here. The funny part is y'all would rather have animators slave away trying to make good animation instead of using tools that can drastically reduce their workload.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, because that's what all I'm hearing.
Yeah, and manga artists and anime artists notoriously are not that healthy. Their lifestyles are not good. They're hunched over a desk, 14, 16 hours a day. I've seen the schedule. I mean, Oda's a workaholic on One Piece. He's a workaholic anyway, but like I've seen the schedules of mangaka, and it's really bad. Like, I mean, there's like no life. 7 days a week, 14 hours a day.
What's that like?
Hunched over a table, right? Yeah, we have multiple businesses, so it's basically that way for us too. But I'm saying, like, yeah, they'd rather see these people, die of a heart attack at 52 years old or something than be able to have a normal day and a life and a whatever. I mean, that's the upside of it. But I guess you have to figure out, like, where do you draw the line? Like, do you use it as a tool to help people make things, or you just realize, like, well, we don't need people at all. We'll just fire up the anime bot and let it go. I don't know. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
There we go. So next video, I'm not going to be on it. Geeky's going to use AI to replace me.
That's right.
Yeah. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. God, it's so far. Nah. Nope, not that either. I can't find nothing. This one's gotta be.
Could you read the script?
What? What?
We started filming. Read the script.
Okay, I don't feel very good right now.
Just read it.
Are you looking for great drawing apps if you're just a beginner that are also free? Well, I have great news for you. That is what today's video is about. So let's check out the apps.
Cut.
The first app is new to the list this year. This is Adobe Fresco. It's legit a great drawing app, and now it is also legit free. You used to have the full Creative Suite, which costs $60 a month, to get this app. And they also had a scaled back free version available too. But Adobe has decided to just go all in and make this one free to compete with some of the other apps that are available for the iPad, like Procreate. But now all you need to use it is a free Adobe account. That is where my only reservation in recommending this app comes in. It is free now, but will it be free in a year, in 5 years? Is this just a way to suck people into the Adobe ecosystem and then change things up? So, you know, I just keep that in the back of your mind. If I could trust this app to stay free and not pull any kind of shenanigans in the future, this would be hands down my favorite app on this list. So what about this app do I really like? Well, it is designed from the ground up for touchscreens like the iPad. That means when you open it up, it's just super easy for anyone to just pick up and use the very first time. You just tap on a brush, pick up what you want to draw with, and you start drawing. It's very straightforward, and it's very much inspired by other apps that are available on the iPad, like Procreate that I mentioned a minute ago. See this drawing that I'm working on? This is from my Intro to Digital Art class. I have it on my website with my other courses. In that course, I go over the techniques beginners need when they're just getting into digital art. But if you want to learn more about that, just check it out over on my website where I have that and my other courses. Anyway, back to the video. So what is this app's superpower? I think it's definitely the brush selection. Fresco is built around Photoshop brushes, and there are a billion Photoshop brushes out there, dating back decades at this point. From free ones that people have made to really sophisticated paid brush sets that emulate real life things like pastels and watercolors, oil paint. When Fresco first came out to add more depth, they created something that they call live brushes that try to emulate wet media. So there's 6 different watercolor brushes and 7 different oil brushes. The watercolor brushes emulate real watercolor with colors bleeding into each other as you paint. You can even lay down water first on your canvas to get that real paper feel, wet paper feel. It's just kind of a cool idea. I haven't seen other apps do it this well. And this was Fresco's gimmick when it first launched, but Adobe never really followed up on it and released more of these live brushes. I think that's really a missed opportunity. There's also vector brushes in here, which are very cool in their own way because they look and feel and you lay them down like traditional brush strokes, but they end up acting like vectors. So you can zoom way in and they retain their crispness and their clarity. But beyond the brushes, it has everything that I look for in a drawing app. Fully featured layers, selection tools, even some basic animation tools. Where is it available? It's on Windows, it's on iPads, and yeah, that's it. There's no Mac version, there's no Android version. It's designed specifically for touchscreens. So iPads, you're good to go. Windows tablets, it works really well on a Windows tablet. If you have a drawing tablet that does not have touch features, you're probably going to have a harder time using this app. Definitely something you want to keep in mind when you're looking at the apps on this list. I don't know why they don't have an Android version yet. This seems like it would be perfect for Android. I would love this on Android, but Adobe hasn't really done much on Android as a platform, so I'm not holding my breath that we will see this anytime soon, but you know, we can hope. So I give Fresco my free app seal of approval. Oh my gosh, a burb! I'm an iBiz. Cool. Next on this list is one of my favorite mobile drawing apps. It's iBiz Paint X. I'm an iBiz. It's on Android and iOS. It's free to use on both. Its superpower are just the sheer number of great inking brushes available here. And the business model is ad supported. If you want, you can pay a few bucks and make the ads go away forever. But if you don't mind the ads and watching one every day, what that does is it unlocks all of the brushes. I'm not talking about one brush per ad that you watch. You watch one ad and the app totally unlocks completely for you the rest of the day. Now, I don't love ads. Nobody loves ads. But I appreciate the transparency here. You know what they need from you in order to keep their app up and running. And in return, they give you a lot for it. And I think this is an acceptable trade-off, and that's why I think so many people love iBiz. I'm an iBiz. This isn't the most streamlined app in the world. Its interface isn't flashy or super refined like Fresco, but it does have everything you need to get the job done. And unlike Fresco, you know that your art is your art. It's not going up to anybody's cloud or anything goofy like that. It's not going to be locked behind a paywall one day. I mean, I suppose that's possible, but highly unlikely. There are also a lot of nice quality of life things here in iBiz. I'm an iBiz. We know, like 2-finger touches to undo, brush stroke stabilization features, a fully featured layer palette with blend modes and funky stuff like that. And all of this is pretty straightforward and simple to use. It's great for beginners, and that's why I like iBiz. I'm an iBiz. Guys, this bird's a little annoying. Can we get back to the animals that are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is unexpected, but let's talk about Krita. Its superpower is that it's an old school style desktop app with an absolute boatload of features packed into it. It might be the most feature rich app on this list. If you want options, you want Krita. Now Krita's other superpower, yes, it can have superpower. Even Aquaman has 2 superpowers. He can swim really fast and talk to fish. I'm a bass! Is that it's open source. Unlike Fresco, where you have to wonder if it will remain free in the future, Krita has always been free, will always be free. Of course, it's supported by donation, so you could donate to Krita if you end up loving it and want to support it. There are some places, some storefronts like Steam, that do charge for Krita just to keep it up and running on the storefront. But if you go to their website, krita.org, totally free to download. Where is Krita available? It's on Windows, it's on Macs, it's on Linux, it's on Android, and that's it. The Android app is kind of a miracle. It's the full desktop app right here on an Android tablet. Like literally everything. I will admit, on smaller Android tablets, smaller screens, it's a little clunky. The interface gets kind of big. There's not a lot of drawing space. On a really big Android tablet like this, it's spacious and amazing and fun, and I love it. It works fairly well with touch. Some of the interface elements are a little bit harder to get to because it's got drop-down menus and things like that. This app is more reliant on keyboard shortcuts and that sort of thing. But once you get into the flow of it, it's not bad. And for drawing, it is really good. On Mac and on Windows, it's not always like the snappiest and fastest drawing app out there, at least on this list, but it does make up for it in the depth of options that you have available. Now, the biggest drawback of Krita is that it's probably the hardest app on this list for new folks coming into art for the very first time. The more features you have, the more cluttered the interface is, and Krita can be a little overwhelming if you're starting from scratch and just figuring out how layers work and what brushes do. But that's what my intro for digital art class is for. I'm a bass! Right, anyway, Krita gets my seal of approval. Next up are a few apps that didn't quite make the cut that have in the past. First up is GIMP. I hate GIMP! GIMP can die in a fire! I don't like it. Oh geez, what is this? Did I summon this? Is this another animal that can kill me?
It's a fire alpaca.
Okay, so it's definitely an animal that's gonna try to kill me. Oh, the next app on our list that didn't make the cut is Medibang / Fire Alpaca. Oh, I get it now. These are good apps. They're open source apps. If you download them for Windows and try them out, they're almost identical to each other. They're built on the same foundation. Medibang is in more places. You can find Medibang on iPads and Android tablets and that sort of thing. This is one of those apps that has been on my list in the past, but I think some of the other apps here, some of the free apps, are doing it a little bit better than Medibang is. Medibang does have a pro version now that you can pay for. That is really slick, but that's not a free app, so it doesn't get to be on the list. Sorry, buddy. Don't get mad at me. Those are the rules. Another one that didn't quite make the list this time around is Paint.net. It is not bad, but I don't like it as some of the other apps on this list. It's a Windows-only app. It's also paid in the Windows Store. It's free on its site, but it's one of those sites that's kind of confusing. It's hosted on one of those sketchy places that tries to trick you into downloading spyware and viruses, so ew. This is Sketchbook. It's been on the list before too. Didn't make the cut this time. I think the brushes for me are just a little too sensitive for my taste. It picks up even the slightest wobble in my hand when I'm drawing. Some people love that about it. They love that sensitivity. It's also sometimes a free app and sometimes a paid app. It's kind of flipped back and forth a few times. It's also changed ownership, and I just really haven't kept track of it in recent years. Oh, look at this cute little flute. Okay, I see what's happening here. What is our next app? Blender! So, is Blender a drawing app? I guess so. It's got tools like pencils and erasers, and you can make amazing art in it. Do I recommend it for beginners? No, absolutely not. Under no circumstance. Well, no, that's not fair. I do recommend it under some circumstances. Blender is primarily a 3D modeling and rendering app, so it's really designed for that, 3D. And if I'm being honest, I love the living daylights out of Blender, but not for 2D art. This is one of those apps that has a big learning curve to it. So when you first jump in, you see a 3D cube staring you in the face with a pile of menus on every side of the screen, and clicking on the wrong part of the screen brings up a totally different interface with a whole bunch of other menus staring you in the face. As a beginner, this is the sort of thing that can scare the living daylights out of you. Blender is like 4 or 5 apps in one, and that's part of the reason it's so scary. It's also worth noting that Blender is desktop only, Windows, Mac, so you're not going to be able to use it on Android or iPads or that sort of thing. But even though I don't think it's noob friendly, I'm putting this on this list because 1, it's open source, it's free, it will always be free, no strings attached, and it's an app that is just insanely fun once you get the hang of it. I've often referred to it as like adult Legos or Minecraft without alpacas. So if you really want to learn digital art in hard mode, yeah, start with Blender. And if you just want to learn 3D, I have some tutorials for that actually. The world's easiest Blender tutorial. I'll link it down below in the description. Now, another mobile app that's popped up recently is something called HiPaint, and if you see me drawing on Android tablets in some of the reviews that I have here on this channel, you'll probably see me drawing in HiPaint. It's available on Android and on iOS, and if you aren't a fan of iBez for any reason, I'm an iBez. I see you found your way back. Good for you, buddy. Then this might be worth checking out. HiPaint is basically a Procreate clone. It's not quite as streamlined, but it's serviceable on an iPad and on Android. The Android part is the part that I really like. As a Procreate user, I just feel right at home jumping into this app. I know where everything is. It just feels right. This is an ad-based drawing app, so you will have to watch an ad when you open up the app most times. And there are some unlockable features, unlike iBez. Don't say it! You can't watch an ad to unlock the higher end features, which is why I think iBez is a little better for folks who are just starting out. But keep this one on your radar because it's a fun app to use, has a lot to offer. One last one, this is a quick one. This is a web-based drawing app called Lightbrush. The reason I'm including this one is because as a drawing app, it is completely built and runs inside a web browser. You don't go to a website and download it or go to the App Store or anything like that. No. All in browser. You go to light-brush.art and you can just start painting. It has pressure sensitivity and everything, and it looks like just a basic drawing app. I don't think it's anything special. I don't think like the line art that it produces is particularly great. I don't think it's like nearly as responsive as a native app, but its superpower is that it works literally everywhere. iPad, it works. Android tablet, it works. If you have a Chromebook, it's hard to find art apps for Chromebooks. it works there. Desktop, it works. Mac, Windows, you name it. And it's that versatility that I think makes it really usable for a lot of folks, where some of these other apps maybe are holding you back if you can't install something on the device you're using for any reason. So those are my favorite drawing apps that are free right now. That's what I think about all these. But how about you? Is there anything that I left off this list that is worth mentioning? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this video, check out some of my other videos in this style. I promise I'm not eaten by any dangerous animals in those, I think. I'll have to go back and check, actually. And don't forget to check out my courses over on bradsartschool.com. Thank you for watching! Bye!
Okay.
A lot of people are taught, and most people theoretically understand it, but I think I can speak for most people that it's a totally different story actually applying this information. To start us off, I'm going to give a brief overview of Color Theory 101. If you've ever taken a beginning art class, you've probably heard something like this. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. The secondary colors are purple, orange, and green. And then you have all your tertiary colors. You may have also been taught that if you add any two complementary colors, which are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, you get this grayish, greenish, brown color. The thing is, this color wheel was based on traditional painting, which behaves a little differently than pure light. The color wheel for light looks more like this. Your primaries are red, green, and blue. Your secondaries are cyan, yellow, and magenta, and your tertiaries are more like this. If you combine two complementary colors from this color wheel, you get pure neutral gray. So why does it matter that there are multiple color wheels? Well, RGB light gives us the most complete color wheel. This is what your eyes evolved to see, and why we use tiny pixels of RGB light for our TV, computer, and phone screens. This is also how art software processes color, so it's useful to keep in mind while making art. Digital art software isn't always going to blend colors in the same way our eyes see things in real life. When you think of a sunset, you might think of pinks, purples, and peaches, right? Well, your drawing software isn't going to automatically know that you're painting a sunset. If you take blue and orange and blur them together, you're going to get some grays in the middle there. This is because complementary colors will go straight through the middle of the color wheel when they're blended together. Now, if you don't want those gray midtones, you have to manually add in colors that go around the color wheel. You'll end up with a gradient more like this. Whether or not this is what sunsets actually look like, this method is still handy to know if you ever want more control over how your colors mix. One last thing about color theory is that all colors have an inherent value. Value is the lightness or darkness of a color. There are lots of ways you can check your values, but the easiest way that I like to do it is by making a solid black layer and setting it to the color blending mode. With this turned on, you can see that even though all the colors on our color wheel are the same saturation, blue is much darker and yellow is much lighter. With all this in mind, let's move on to our first exercise. So what we have here are these three little shapes. We're going to put them in each of these boxes and tweak the colors until they look like they match the environment they're supposed to be in. So here they are in each of the boxes with the colors completely unedited. Our first background is pure blue, which is one of our primary colors. So in order to match this pure cyan circle to the blue background, we need to find the midpoint between these two colors. With our color wheel here, we can quickly see that it would be this blue right here. So I'll go ahead and drop that in. Then the midpoint between red and our blue background is going to be magenta. So I'll put that in. And then because blue and yellow are opposite each other on the color wheel, we're actually going to use this middle gray. Okay, next is this magenta background, which is a secondary color. So same thing, the midpoint between cyan and magenta is blue. So we'll change our circle to that. Then the midpoint between red and magenta is this hot pink. And then the midpoint between magenta and yellow is red. And lastly, this yellow-green background, which is one of the tertiary colors. This is where things start getting a little more tricky since I don't have a clear midpoint between any two of these colors. I'm going to have to eyeball it. How I like to do this is by color picking each color and watching the cursor on my color wheel animate, and then I choose a midpoint that looks like it's in the middle of that. So watch how I do this. So I'll go back and forth and I'll look at the cursor and then I'll find something that looks like it's kind of in the middle and then drop that in there. Then next one. So it looks like something here. And then lastly, these two. Looks like it would be somewhere right there. So I know what you're thinking. I guess that kind of works, but it still looks off. Well, the reason for that is because we only adjusted the hue without taking into consideration the value of the local colors. If we check our values, we can see that they're not even close to what they used to be. I've put duplicates of the shapes with their original values next to each of the new colors, so you can really see just how much they've changed. So now what we're going to do, with keeping our black color layer on, we're going to adjust the colors so they match the values they're supposed to be. I'm adjusting them by hitting Control U, which brings up the hue, saturation, luminosity sliders. But you can also find that by going up to your menus in the corner. And I am just eyeballing this, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but you totally could make it pixel perfect if you really wanted. Okay, so now that they're all adjusted, we can hide our reference values and turn off our black layer and see that our colors look a lot better now. For the most part, they look more like the local colors that they had before, but tinted slightly. But we're not done yet. We also have to keep in mind that the light of our environments have a value too. Our local colors are in pure white. White light is created by combining equal amounts of red, green, and blue light. So if you have colored light, it's always going to be dimmer than pure white. So let's select our shapes one more time and adjust them until they look like they match the intensity of the lighting. I'm opening the hue, saturation, luminosity sliders again, and this time I'm making sure to turn the saturation all the way up before adjusting the luminosity. So I'm going to turn the luminosity down just a little bit until it feels correct. And then for this, and now we're done. Our colors now match the color and value of our boxes while still looking like the original local colors of the original shapes. And the fun part is you can hide the background boxes and see how different our colors are from where we started. Isn't it kind of like magic? Now for exercise 2. Doing all those steps to get the correct colors is a lot of work, so we're going to practice intuiting all of those adjustments in one go. Here on the left, we have our little wizard friend with his local colors, and here on the right, we're going to be coloring him in to match a new background. So this is the color I've chosen, and I'm going to use the same back
Hello,
and forth
wizard.
color picker method to find each of my colors. So starting with the eyes, which are pure white, all we need to do is make them a pale version of the background color. Then skin will go back and forth. And find something in the middle of both the hues and their relationship on this square. Then the beard, it's a neutral gray, so it's just going to get tinted with the background color. Next are the yellow stars, so they'll end up something like this. For the green stars, they're actually the exact opposite color as the background. So we'll make them exactly neutral gray, but a bit darker to match the value of the green. And then lastly is the blue robes, which will become something like this.
Gamer Anime 200 said hi.
Hello.
Get this little bit right here. And voila! The further the colors are from each other on the color wheel, the more you will be moving your new color towards the grays. And then a fun little trick that I like to do to make something look more fluorescent is instead of desaturating complementary colors, I'll saturate them more. So I especially like to do this with eye whites to create more contrast and draw attention to the face. So instead of tinting the eyes with the background color, we'll instead tint them with the opposite of the background color. So before I had just tinted them with this pinkish purple. So now instead I will go to the opposite side of the color wheel and do this instead. Now they kind of look like they're glowing. And you can use this effect to make a vampire character look ghostly pale in the night, or to make someone's white clothing look like it's glowing under arcade black lights. So hopefully you learned something about color theory and have a little bit better of an idea on how to actually apply your color theory knowledge to your artwork. I didn't write an outro. I don't know why I didn't write an outro.
Sky asks, what app do you use?
Hope you like
Just
my
do your
wizard
paint.
and learned something about color theory.
Do you want to get rich? Oh my god, I hate that term so much. I mean, do you want to make a decent living creating art on the internet? Me too! In fact, that's one of my ultimate goals. To inspire artists, spread positivity in a hateful world, and feed my family without having to work a day job. So I started doing commissions through VGen, and I'm going to show you how to do it too. Make sure to stick to the end because I have some amazing secrets to share with you on how I got so many commissions so quickly right off the bat. And it's a lot easier than you think. I want to clarify that I'm still new to this whole VGen VGen thing. However, I've been doing commissions for friends off and on for about 10 years now. I learned a lot of what not to do and what best practices to use after trial and error, but take my advice with a grain of salt and cross-reference me with other creators who talk about commissions. What worked for me might not work for you, but stick around, I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two. What the heck is VGen anyway? VGen is a high-quality, secure, no AI commission website that ensures professionalism between artist and client. It has PayPal protection so clients can safely request refunds if there are any miscommunications, lack of work done by the artist, or anything else that comes up. And for artists, there's advanced invoicing where you can create payment plans, add tons of options through workflows, and fine-tune your service exactly how you like them to be. Artists can link their business bank accounts or their PayPal as well. It's a great place to be if you want to seriously consider commissions as a side hustle or as a stable income source. What makes VGen so exclusive and safe for artists and clients is the invite-only feature called VGen codes. You can only become an artist on VGen if you get a VGen code, and it can be extremely tricky to get a hold of one. You can get a VGen code in many ways. There are VGen raffles all across social media, but you have to be really good at your craft in order to be seen. And with hundreds of artists entering, only a handful will be accepted. If you don't have another way, go that route. But there's another option. And this is why networking comes in handy. I hate the term networking, honestly, because I couldn't understand what it meant for a really long time. Now I know networking alone is kind of icky, which is why I couldn't understand it in the first place. When it comes to business, for me, it's not about being soulless and selfish and greedy, only making connections to accelerate your own career. It's really about creating genuine friendships, partners in the same niche as you, so you and your friends can grow together. You win together, you lose together. That's what networking should be, but not everyone thinks the same way. So instead of traditional networking, make legitimate artist friends you truly care about. No ulterior motives, no sneaky schemes on your part. Find friends in the same niche and skill level as you, better yet a higher skill level as you, so you can learn from them. If you make friends and network in a way that only benefits you, you'll end up digging yourself in a hole you can't get out of. And it's also a really shitty thing to do, and I do not condone that behavior. The reason I emphasize that so heavily is because that's how I seriously think I became as successful as I did through commissions right off the bat. I mean, keep in mind, I did start with a huge following beforehand, which is why I say to take my advice with a grain of salt. Generally speaking, it is better when you start commissions after you get a fairly large social media following, because the more people who know you exist, the more people who are willing to get commissions from you. But it's not just that. The point is, if it weren't for my friends, I wouldn't be here today. From my day job, a career where I truly love all of my coworkers and consider them good friends,
Okay.
commissions so quickly right off the bat, and it's a salt. Generally speaking, it is better when you start commissions after you get a fairly large social media following, because the more people who know you exist, the more people who are willing to get commissions from you. But it's not just that. The point is, if it weren't for my friends, I wouldn't be here today. From my day job, a career where I truly love all of my coworkers and consider them good friends, to finding my husband that I love dearly, making genuine artist friends who are wonderful people at their core, and being a part of this amazing and wholesome community on social media. I don't network, I make friends. And if they want to, they can help, but I help first. I do whatever it takes to help and heal those around me, because it's easier to be kind than scheme and be a person to only advance myself. And that's how I got my VGen code. I was so excited about my VTuber debut while I was in VC with Discord with a bunch of friends. I was just flabbergasted at how well it was doing, because I reached a point finally in my art career where I'm considered professional, and a lot of people have been commenting asking about commissions. I wasn't really sure what I should do about it, or if I was even ready to start commissions. Later that night, one of my college friends I'm still friends with today, Gear Graphic, plopped a shiny little VGen code in my DMs in the middle of the night for me to wake up to. It was an opportunity of huge proportions, and I can't thank him enough for that. Gear, you're a fucking real one. So make friends. Do your best to try to be kind, help everyone you can. I see too many artists who want to get a VGen code swindle their way into fake friendships and unstable relationships, only for them to fall into a hole with no way out. And don't worry, genuine friends will come your way if you attract them in your life. And if you don't have friends with VGen codes, keep working on your art skills and applying to VGen raffles. You'll get there in no time. I believe in you. Once you get that fancy schmancy VGen code, it's time to enter it into VGen and see an overwhelming amount of new features. This is one of the main reasons I made this video myself, because I had to figure it out on my own, looking at official VGen tutorials and struggling my way through it all. You'll plug in that VGen code by going to the homepage of VGen, click I'm an Artist plus, and then click I have a code. Log in or create an account through there, then you should see your coveted artist dashboard. VGen has something called VGen Quests. It's there to help make your commissioning journey that much easier. Follow the steps in the quest as best as you can, but I'll try and guide you through the hard parts. The first thing I suggest you do is adding your bank account or your PayPal. I'm going to drop some pro gamer advice for you. Make a second bank account for business purposes. When tax season comes, you'll be in deep waters when you use your normal bank account. You know, the one that you pay bills on and order DoorDash. It's going to make things a lot messier when you go to your tax expert or do it yourself. So if you can, go to a local bank you trust and get to know everyone who works there, create an account, and go from there. That's what saved me with getting monetized on YouTube, Twitch, VGen, you name it. My day job and my normal job are separated clearly with 2 different bank accounts. The first year you're doing commissions full time, don't spend it. Keep it secret, keep it safe, if you can. If you have a day job like me, only rely on day job monies. That way you know how much taxes will be taken out at the end of the year, and you won't be in debt with your government if you owe more taxes than expected. It's a bit of an extreme approach, but that's what I did and it helped a ton. And I plan on doing the same this year. To set up your bank account in your artist dashboard, go to Wallet and set up the bank account there. You can also use a PayPal account. It looks a bit different for me because I already have everything set up and ready to go, and I did blur out a ton of information for my own safety, but you get the idea. Now that you have your bank account or payroll attached to VGen, we're going to set up your profile. A good profile has good graphic design. Hopefully by now you have a brand set up for yourself. If not, I'll be making a video on creating a brand standards and the like in the future, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. You want your profile picture to be simple and eye-catching, explaining who you are in a glance. I just used a close-up of my VTuber model for everything because I'm lazy, but the model did so well online that I think it's good enough to show off who I am. With the banner, you want a clean, simple one that shows who you are and preferably includes a drawing of yourself or an OC that's easily recognizable. It'll also show off your art skills. For your bio, just like any other social media, you'll want your first sentence or 2 to have the most weight. A good example is, hi, I'm artist name and I draw cute things. Or, hello traveler, I create medieval 3D renderings. Or, hi, I'm artist name and I make gorgeous 2D VTuber model designs. You get it. After that, you can elaborate on your experience level, years of working in the field, or some fun facts about yourself so the client can get to know you. Don't make it more than a few sentences though. Clients aren't going to read that much. Usually it's a quick glance and then they look right at your art. You'll want to add your socials as well. For me, I use a card for all my socials so everything is in one nice tidy place. But they require 2 links, so I added my Twitter, but you can add whatever you want. You have 2 major options in VGen: commission services and the shop. Commission services are your traditional commissions, and the shop are pre-made downloadable content where clients can buy it and immediately get a finished product. An example for a shop item is the viral customizable VTuber model by Sukiya. I'm sure most people have heard about that by now. Before you get verified on VGen, you can only have up to 5 services. I'm still tweaking my services as time goes on, but for now I have VTuber art, VTuber rigging. They're separated into 2 services, illustrations of all kinds, and PNG tubers. I created these based off of what was asked of me by my community. If you have a target audience, think about what they would want from you and go from there. When creating your first service, you'll see a ton of information. I'll go through each step with you. To create a new service, click the Services Plus button at the top right. You'll be greeted by a pop-up window. Here you'll want to choose your search category. There are a ton of options to choose from. Once you find the category you like, you can choose the subject matter, whether it's furry or human or others. You can choose if there's animation or if it's a static image, and you can choose the crop option, which will show how much of the subject will be shown and what composition it'll be in. The style and technique is up to you as well. Go down to the service subtype. It will allow you to choose personalized or YCH. YCH is basically using a base and customizing from there. In the communication style, I always choose open communication, but you can choose surprise me if you want. The requesting process, I would recommend to choose custom proposal. That way you can sift through who is asking for your commission and either accept or reject it depending on how you feel about drawing the character character in question. This gives you a bit more control over what you draw. Don't forget about the left-hand side of this pop-up. When I was setting these up initially, I changed the service from open to unlisted. That way I can go back and fine-tune each service as needed before I was ready to have my grand opening. The slots will show how many commissions you are willing to do at a given time. I set all of my services to 3 slots, but it's up to you to decide that for yourself. The start and end dates are more for temporary commissions. I usually leave that blank. Once you click next, you'll see the details tab. This is where you'll add the base price without any add-ons. I highly recommend looking at VGen's homepage for prices that are already out so that you can create a price range that isn't too low or too high. Better yet, ask your friends or family if these prices are reasonable. The estimated timeline shows the client how long a commission will take and when you will start, generally speaking. Be careful with the guaranteed delivery time, as the client can request a refund after that time has passed, so schedule that for something further out than you normally would, just in case something happens to halt your progress for a little while. Samples are your portfolio pieces for the service. These need to be clear and up to your standards of drawing so the client knows exactly what they're in for. The description has a handy template already laid out. Make sure to include as much detail as you can without making it too long. Workflows are a great way to organize your tasks, and the client can easily see what step you are on in the drawing process. You can create multiple for each service, or reuse one workflow for everything. I have a workflow for PNG tubers, illustrations, rigging, and VTuber art individually because they all require a different drawing process. Forms are where the client can fine-tune their requests to suit their needs, as well as give you a clear and concise place to know exactly what your client wants. You can add your add-ons here too. Like if you were to make your VTuber model, you can request how many toggles they'd like and add a price increase to each one. Setting up the terms of service took the longest for me because I wanted to be as clear as possible while also making it easy to read. It's definitely lengthy, but this is here to establish clear communication of what you can or can't do. And I'm not about to miscommunicate my skill level or disappoint anyone. There is already a template waiting for you when you create your first TOS, but I'll share mine with you for reference. Feel free to pause if needed. We're not done yet. Next is your fancy schmancy portfolio. This is where you can showcase your artwork so clients can see what your art style looks like as well as your niche, whether it's anime, furry art, or anything else. I'll spill a little secret that both gave me a ton more clients right off the bat and filled out my portfolio. You're gonna be floored when I say this. I asked nicely on social media to draw people's OCs. Yeah. That's it. Free art. It's something that's done a lot in creative fields, creating pretend or free art for potential clients to fill up your initial portfolio. Basically pretending and treating them like they're actual commissions when they aren't really. So make sure to do something similar so people know what your art looks like. I thought I'd get 5 people wanting their OCs drawn, but there were a lot more. So yeah, do that. So you created your VGen account, created your services with utmost care, created a social media post to draw free art to fill out your VGen portfolio. Now it's time to have a grand opening. Make sure to spread the word with a post of your art and your commission prices everywhere you can. One post on all socials should do it. Since you already built the hype with your free art post, you'll get a few new clients already so long as your art style and skill is up to par. But what's next? Well, now you're a boss of your own business. So treat it like that. Customer skills are extremely important when commissioning one-to-one with your client. Listen to them, care about them, accept their concerns with care and compassion, and fall in love with their designs. Most of the time when clients like your work, they'll come back for more later down the line. So it's important to establish that connection right off the bat. Once you get your first commission done, or during the process if your client allows it, post those whips and tag your social media post with #VGenCom and #commissionsopen. That way, if someone stumbles across your art posts and falls in love with them, they'll want to get a commission from you as well. Don't stress it. As you grow in your art skills and social media skills and customer service skills, more and more people will seek you out for your unique art style. I hope this in-depth guide helped new artists start their VGen career, and if you have any questions or if I left anything out or if I was just flat out wrong with something, let me know in the comments. I'll try to reply and correct myself for as many comments as I can. As usual, I hope you have an amazing rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at. I love each and every one of you. Toodles!
Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. Curve, curve, curve. Okay, she's pretty much done at this point. Okay. There we go. Okay, Nami's done. Pretty much at this point. All I think we need to do is put the there we go. She's pretty much done at this point. Just want to put a little more imposition and indent there. Oh. There and up there. There we go. Okay. She's yelling at Luffy pretty much at this point. Okay. Okay.
Shadow Fox 775 said good evening everyone who.
What's going on, bro? Oh my god. What the fuck? Okay. Oh.
Here's my top count.
What the Yo, that's crazy. I don't know what the hell.
So I am under.
Oh, it's fucking annoying. I got my nerves real fast. I was like, what the hell? Okay.
Undergoing the great and exhausting task of creating a new VTuber model. I say new because this is my third one. Yeah, this is the first episode in the series of me showing you exactly how I create a VTuber from start to finish. Now this won't be a tutorial-based video per se, it'll be more of an experience because I love that you guys want me to do tutorials, but I do not feel like I have the expertise to properly teach you these things. So we're just gonna experience it together, and I highly recommend these YouTubers here and these YouTube videos for tutorials. That's what I used in my own VTuber rigging process. If you want to create a VTuber with me, go for it. If you don't, that's fine. But this is the first episode in the series. We are going to be drawing our VTuber itself. Now, when it comes to the character design itself, I created that months ago, all the way back in November, and I created her because I felt like my original character was way too complicated, way too overwhelming, way too many points of interest.
Too much shit is happening.
Even though it was really cute and really colorful, it wasn't really good for things like animation, you know, making comics, drawing myself really quickly for thumbnails, things like that. So I decided to do a bit of a character redesign. So the entire character design process is all in Clip Studio. Once we see the model and actually draw it and make sure all the layers are put in place, cleaning up all the lines and things like that, that's going to be in Procreate. So I just want to make that clear because I know people are going to be asking in the comments which programs I used and when. So I had a lot of input from my viewers while I was working on, you know, the basic puzzle pieces of how this character is going to be made. Like, I wanted her, of course, just like with my last model, to be like me but not look like me. So I started out with, of course, the very basic body structure. So I created a proportion sheet. I used my original, second VTuber model as a reference. So I was just analyzing it based off of the new art style that I developed over the months, and then I put it and tried to translate it to the new model. Now I wanted improved proportions. My model's head was a little bit too big for my preference. She looked too kid-like with her colors as well. And the pigtails I wasn't really feeling anymore. So what I did next is I worked on the hairstyle and the head design. But we're gonna talk about the head design really quick. Now I went through a lot of iterations. I debated on whether or not I wanted to keep the horns, if I wanted to keep the pointing ears and keep a lot of the features that I developed in my original character design. I eventually landed on something very similar to what it was before, except I had a bit of a rounder jawline. She looked a little bit more anime, a little bit more cutesy. I kept the pointy ears and the pointy horns. I just didn't want to change it too much because I feel like I really grasped my personality in my original character design. It was just a little bit too busy and it didn't represent me fully anymore, so that's why I changed the hairstyle and the face shape. I also changed the eye shape. My original eye shape was very angular, very almond shaped, a lot like how my eyes look in real life, but I wanted to change it up because I feel like this channel is very gremlin-y, but also very calm and chill and cute and kind. Very bubbly channel because that's who I am. I'm very bubbly, I'm very like crazy, and I sound like peppy. Anyway, so I wanted to give her eyes a bit of a rounder shape. By the way, this wasn't intended to be a VTuber model at all. I just set it up so that I wouldn't like have consistency mistakes. Now this right here was a bit of a debate in Discord. I uploaded a picture of a whole bunch of different hairstyles that I was thinking about for my character to have mainly, and it was a huge fight between C and D. C eventually won because my husband chose it and he gets, of course, priority, but I did miss D. So what we're gonna do with the model is we're gonna
don't
give
say that.
her
Feminists will get
both
mad
of
at
those
you.
hairstyles so that I can
Don't
switch
say
them
that
between
shit.
toggles. Alright, and here I actually debated on changing the skin color. I ended up doing like my regular skin color, but I did debate on whether or not I should give
fucking
her
lines come
blue,
from?
purple, or pink skin. The next bit was the clothes. Now the clothes were extraordinarily difficult. I had such a hard time making sure that the silhouette was good, but also not too complicated. My main goal for this character design is to be simple and streamlined, easy to animate, easy to draw quickly, and easily recognizable. A very simple color palette, way more simple than the one that I had before at least. I was going with like a salmon pink kind of color paired with a teal. It felt a little bit vintage, a little bit older. It wasn't so bright and colorful and in your face. It also feels really calm to me. I don't know why, but for me, those colors feel really peaceful. So I eventually mixed matched a few different photos on Photoshop. There was a really cute pair of shorts that had stitching on the front and a bow on the end. I really liked that one. I also thought a crop top with those long short sleeves. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, they're not like the baby tees, but they're a little bit longer of a sleeve. Those are my favorite shirts to wear in real life, and they're extremely comfy. It's something that I prefer. I put in the little undershirt both for, I guess, modesty, as well as giving a little bit more definition to the silhouette of the clothing. I also added some suspenders, again for the cuteness factor and also for the complexity factor. I don't know, I just wanted some more, you know, dynamicness, so that way it isn't just a shirt and a pair of shorts. And another little motif of this character design is that there are a lot of stars, and of course she has her horns and her ears, and we just want to go over a little bit why she has those ears and why she has those horns. Now the horns and the ears are meant to look kind of like a gremlin, just because I have that side to me and it only comes out when I'm really comfortable with someone. So it'll probably come out on YouTube after maybe a year or two of me consistently putting out videos, so definitely be warned and be excited for that, because that will come out eventually for y'all too. And the other side is I'm very sweet and very magical, and I really like space So the space is integrated into all of these little stars and moons on my outfit. But yeah, so that basically goes over the character design, the colors I chose, as well as the features in my model that I want to incorporate into my final VTuber model. Now, I'm really glad I made such intensely detailed, amazing sketches, because this sped up my actual VTubing process so much. So if you guys do ever want to create your own VTuber, character design is extremely important before you create your model. Think about it really hard, because you're going to be putting a lot of work into this model, and you want to make sure that you'll be wanting to use this for the next at least year. Now let's dive into the actual cutting and layering process. Now this part was done in Procreate, as I mentioned before. Now I did have to separate these into 3 different Procreate files because of 1, how many layers I've done, 2, of course, the limit of Procreate, and 3, the size of my canvas. So I went 4K for this live 2D model. I didn't record like actual drawings capture of these drawings. I just went ahead and, you know, played the Procreate playback for you. The most important part about a VTuber model is keeping it symmetrical. Now you can have asymmetrical models, that is totally fine, totally doable. It just takes twice as long, because if you make it symmetrical, the whole half of the piece is copied on one side, flipped horizontally, so that's half of the work, especially if it's your first. If not, ignore what I'm saying, do whatever you want. Another thing, whenever you're making your model, plan for movement. When I say plan for movement, expect every part to move. So whenever you're importing your model into Live 2D or any other VTuber program, you need to make sure that there are layers in which things move. For example, like the head needs to be one layer, the arms other layers. Think about like a paper doll. I don't know if y'all are too young for this, or maybe I reached the right audience and you know exactly what I mean, but do you guys remember they were like pieces of paper that were put together with like staples that moved? It was really hard to explain. I usually think of puppeteering animation like that. That would be the same metaphor for the way that I am splitting up these layers. Now, I'm the type of person that's absolutely insane and wants to render and create everything layer by layer, but that was made a lot easier because I already drew her multiple times whenever I was creating her as a character. There's also different types of people who draw models. They like to cut the model after they fully finish the drawing, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you some photos on how to properly layer your drawing, at least a basic way to do it. A lot of other people who make tutorials do this as well, just it's totally fine, don't worry about it. Just look at those, and that's how I layered my character, basically. That's what was going on. But yeah, so while I was going through this process, I was also thinking about toggles. So for toggles, now those are the things where you press a different button and something happens to your model. I wanted really badly, I wanted the waves, I wanted to like waving hello. Another thing I did was controllers. I also wanted, you know, the classic face shadow and the blush. Finally, I did want to, I made an OMG toggle or a what the fuck toggle. And then finally, I'm planning on doing a bald toggle. So I made sure that my head looked good without hair. That's something that I really planned on for sure. Oh, and another thing, definitely make sure to separate the line layer from your head layer. Also, anything else where you really want that line to stay crisp, stay clean. Honestly, I say the more layers, the better, because the worst case scenario is you have to merge a bunch of layers. Make sure you don't like merge too many things. There's a reason why the average VTuber model has 300, 400 layers. Now, another thing to think about is if you plan on animating in Live 2D with your model, like you know how some models have like that water effect or the glow pulsating effect, you'll want to add layers on like those little effects. Like for me, I have my little drawing tablet. I'm wanting to make an animated like drawing screen where I either like move like windows around on the tablet or I like draw a picture. And I would also recommend having like a shadow on your face that's separate, that's not merged, as well as a shadow underneath your neck. That's going to be really cool. It'll give your character a lot more volume. So I am doing a ton of naming, a ton of folders, a ton of organization for my layers, because once you merge it into the program, it's going to be really hard to tell what goes where. Keep all the head layers together, keep all the eye layers together, make sure to name.
Pause this.
All the worst parts of a girlfriend.
Whoa, slow down, save your appetite. I don't think I haven't noticed you've already had 2 drinks.
You're like all the worst parts of a girlfriend.
Okay. Alright.
Name everything either left or right. And another thing, you'll want to go ahead and do some final checks.
Once this video's
Expand
over, we're
all
gonna
your
stop the
folders
stream.
for organizing. Make sure all the names look consistent. Also, make sure to move some of these layers around just to make sure all the layers look clean, crisp, and if they were to move away from the back, once you're finally happy with what you've created, you will want to export this program as a PSD. You may forget some layers. You may realize that some layers are too merged or not merged enough, or put in a different spot, or you might have to make another layer to cover up your head when your bangs move like I did. So don't be afraid to go back. You can definitely change this later. But yeah, basically to go over this, I am super excited to get this started. I'm so excited for the debut I'm planning. I'm excited for all of this stuff that's happening. I am trying so hard to keep on working, keep staying motivated, and hopefully this will kick me in gear. If you're going to be doing this, make sure to sketch smart. Think about all the layers, think about all the moving parts. Make sure that you love your model whenever you are done
Kofi
sketching it
Streambot
and
said
creating the
visit
concept art
Artextric's
for it.
Kofi
If you
page
don't
at.
love it now, you won't love it later, and then you'll just want to start over. I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot of work, and a lot more work than a regular drawing, that's for sure. So definitely really take this seriously if you want to do it. I hope you like this new kind of video. If you do, make sure to click that like button. It'll definitely help me out in getting seen by more people, and maybe pay to get my teeth fixed. I'm really excited to do that, but I do need to get some extra income for that. If y'all don't know, my teeth are
Botrix
really,
official
really,
said
really
be a
bad.
support
I
hero
don't want to
today
get into it
by
too
using
much, but
commands
I'm
like
working on saving
/
up to
donation.
finally get them fixed so I can have a smile again and fix all of the abscesses and cavities and things like that. But yeah, don't forget to like and especially subscribe if you want to see more of this and see the rest of the series that's coming out next. And comment your worst experience about a program crashing when you haven't saved for a while. In the next video, we're gonna go over XY rigging and basic movements on Life 2D, and I'm so excited for that, and I'm so excited to see you next time. I hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening, rest of your night, wherever you're at, and I love you so much. Bye-bye.
Alright, that's the end of that. Alright, like, subscribe, share, follow, and comment. I'm gonna jump out of here, guys. I'm gonna finish the rest of this animatic on my
Nightbot
own.
said be a support hero today by using
I guess I'll
commands
be on
like
later on tonight.
/
I don't know.
donation.
We'll see. That said, have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep safe. Keep drawing. Keep practicing. We finished the drawing of Nami for the animatic. We gotta do Luffy next, and then the video's pretty much ready to go. And that's it. I'm gonna finish off Luffy, and then, you know, we'll have this ready for this video. And then I gotta get back. I gotta finish up the repo stuff. But anyway, later.